Hey everyone, we got some huge news for Boeing stock investors today as the Federal Aviation Administration held a press conference updating its plans, working with Boeing to increase production following its safety issues. So I'm going to reveal what the latest developments are and what it could mean for Boeing stock investors going forward. So let's take a look. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now. All right, if you recall the January Alaska Airlines flight where the door flew open mid-flight. Now, although there were no fatalities resulting from that January incident, the crew on board and passengers reported physical and emotional injuries. And this does follow fatal crashes from Boeing planes in 2018 and 2019. So Boeing, notably in recent years, has had several issues regarding the safety of its planes. So this mid-air emergency prompted the FAA to put a stop to the expansion of 737 MAX production. And those limits contributed to a 40% production rate drop in MAX planes in the first quarter compared with the same quarter a year earlier. Let me share that with you here. So in the first quarter, the company delivered 83 planes. That's less than ideal for Boeing, which has said it wants to get up to 38 planes per month by the end of this year. That's closer to 120 plane per quarter output. Now, the reason why production is so important for Boeing is because sales have been robust for several years. There's so much backlog for Boeing. Look at this number here. They have a backlog of $448 billion, or in other words, 5,600 planes. 5,600 planes. At the rate they're currently producing planes, let's say 83 planes per quarter, you multiply that by 4, let's say 320 planes per year. It'll take more than 10 years for the company to deliver all of these airplanes that its customers have already purchased. So production is the key for Boeing to produce these planes cost effectively and safely, deliver them to the customers that have already purchased. That's the name of the game for Boeing. It's all about production now. Sales are just so robust. Even amid these difficulties, Boeing secured 125 net new orders in the first quarter. So even while Boeing is going through these troubles, these difficulties with the FAA and the safety issues, customers are still ordering Boeing planes. Why would you say they're doing that? Well, they don't have too many options. It's primarily Boeing and Airbus in this industry, and customers have to wait very long time to get the planes that they order. So they're not canceling orders because they don't want to lose their place in line. And if they want to order, Airbus is now getting more busy and Boeing. So it's difficult for customers. They don't have very many choice. So they have to choose one of the options that's available, even if you have concerns about Boeing's safety. Now, the Whitaker from the FAA said that they had not yet set specific metrics for increasing production, but more importantly, Boeing had not requested an increase to the current caps. So Boeing is not asking for an increase to the current cap. So Boeing is still trying to work on its issues. They're taking this as an opportunity to improve the whole supply, the manufacturing, training, everything with their process so that they can get things right, get on the right footing, and so they can grow from here. It's an opportunity for them to really take a look at their production and improve those operations. Now, in a recent Q&A session with Wall Street analysts, the CFO, Brian West from Boeing, told an analyst from Wolf Research, Miles Walton, told him that in the first half, we had said is going to be a production rate below 38 per month as we do the important work that I described. And then in the back half is where we're going to accelerate back towards 38. So it's not likely that they get to 38 by the back half of the year, and it's not likely that they get to a pace where they're producing 38 per month comfortably. But I think the goal would be for Boeing and Boeing stock investors for Boeing to get the situation corrected and get up to this 38 per month pace for 2025. So that starting 2025, they'll be at this pace going forward. When these issues first happened, I said that it's unlikely to lead to mass cancellations of Boeing's orders because of that large backlog, because customers don't want to lose their place in line and they don't want to cancel. They want Boeing to fix their issues, and they're confident that Boeing, along with the FAA working together, can make this situation right moving forward, because so much is riding on the success of Boeing. It's such a large business operating in a quasi-market monopoly with only very few players that can produce planes of this size at this scale. And so the success of Boeing is highly important to governments, especially the U.S. government being a U.S. company. So it's unlikely to not find the solution. It's likely to find the solution, although it might take longer than expected. So interesting news out for Boeing and Boeing stock investors. It's good that they're, working with the FAA. They had set these deadlines, 30-day deadline, 60-day, and 90-day to work with the FAA. And Boeing is meeting those, and they're working with the FAA, and they're making good progress. Don't expect this situation to be improved overnight. Not only the fixing of the manufacturing, the training, and everything required from Boeing's part, but then on a broader issue, the reputational loss Boeing has incurred from the incidents in 2018 and 2019 where so many lives were lost, and then the more recent issue in January with the Alaska Airlines flight, reminding everyone of what happened earlier, and again, bringing the reputational issue out for Boeing. So it's going to take many, many years for Boeing to earn the respect and trust from customers, passengers, and the public at large. But it's good to see them working. It's good to see them working with the FAA. Good progress here, although much more work left to be done. So I recently downgraded Boeing stock. I had previously rated Boeing stock as a buy, and then on May 23rd, I downgraded Boeing stock to a borderline buy because some of these issues they've been having, because of the time it's taking to fix the production and effectiveness, safety, all of which is really weighing on the company's cash flow. Management saying the second quarter is going to be worse or roughly about the same as the first quarter in terms of just how much cash they're going to lose. And it's going to be a rough time for Boeing stock investors in the near term. But in the long term, like I highlighted, the company has over $448 billion in backlog, 5,600 planes. That's a long time where they can keep making these planes and keep generating strong cash flow. And the company, unlikely to see cancellations, as you saw here in the latest quarter, 125 net new orders. So longer term, I think they'll be okay. In the near term here, they will face some difficulty in getting these things fixed. Before I let you go, let me tell you about the greatest deal on YouTube. With just a click of a button, you can get free financial analysis from a professor with decades of investing experience. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you again soon.